Now, the preparations for the Jubilee have been going on for months, and some of them behind closed doors. If you have just been watching EastEnders, you'll know that this evening Albert Square welcomed 2 new members of its cast, and our cameras were there behind the scenes to record this rather remarkable event.
Mick, my character's trying to bring the whole community together, and I've got some special guests coming, and no one knows who they are. So everyone's making guesses that it's ex-West Ham players and, you know, speculating. And I've pulled it out of the bag. I've actually got the Royal Highnesses. I've got Charles and Camilla, which, you know, it's unbelievable, the fact they agreed to do it, you know.
Honoured to meet you, Dr.
Welcome to Walford. Very good person.
Filming this special Jubilee episode of EastEnders, it's one of the most exciting days we've ever had here, for sure. I feel so lucky that I got to escort His Royal Highness around our square.
This is a day that I will never forget because we've got photos of when the Queen was here with Barbara Windsor. But this time, the royals are in an episode and they're not just visiting the set. It's going down in the history books, so it was really lovely.
We've been rehearsing it and rehearsing it. It's like rehearsing a play without the leads. So the lead actors ain't there. They're just going to step out of a motor.
Such a lovely person and so up for it and so playful and funny.
Your Royal Highness, would you have some in your tea? I thought you were never going to ask.
And just genuinely, really, I think, wanted to do a good job, which I thought was so endearing.
I had Camilla, so I was like the dog and she was the sheep, and I was just sort of making sure I could just guide her in the right direction, and you know, it was a bit nerve-wracking actually, I must say.
There were moments where I did have to gently turn his body, and I thought, oh my goodness, I hope it's all right to touch him. But he said it was fine.
It's about bringing everyone together, I suppose. That's what the ep's about, because I suppose we've been filming during the pandemic. Finally, we're coming out of it, and so we could actually have an ensemble thing where we're all together. To roll the royals in was a beautiful thing. The royals bring us together.
Even though you think you know how you're going to react and what it's going to feel like, when you actually see them in the flesh, it is completely different. It's like, oh my goodness.
I'm really happy, I'm buzzing actually, I think we all are. It's a nice feeling about actually. We're all really proud to be part of Walford and Albert Square.
Well, I am delighted to be able to welcome 2 very well-known faces, Natalie Cassidy and Brian Connolly. I won't tell anyone that you were doing your Prince Charles impersonation during that, because that would just be rude on an occasion like this. Natalie, you've been on EastEnders for about 30 years?
Nearly, next year.
How does this compare to other big events? And there have been other big events.
There has, but this really was a special occasion. It was such a build-up and such a wonderful thing to be a part of, and just the planning of it all, you know,
Yes.
knowing that we only had an hour, you know, and they were coming onto set. We
Yes.
had an hour and it was as live.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of rehearsals and we didn't quite know what was going to happen.
Because you are used to, as a cast, I mean, very pressurised filming. You've got to, you know, you don't get many takes. It's on and it's on and it's on.
Yeah.
But even for you, that was tricky.
It was tricky.
They had 12 cameras on us, and of course the royals were told just to treat it like a normal garden party, and we, if they asked us questions, we had to ask them, answer in our character.
So it was a kind of improv?
Yeah,
it was very much so.
Okay.
So we didn't know what they were going to say, so that was really exciting.
OK, any surprises?
Yeah, he said, do you think I'll get the duff-duffs? And I went, do you know what I mean? Yeah, all right, calm down. It'd be brilliant if he was in it, though, wouldn't he?
It was brilliant.
Oh, I'd love him to be in it.
They were so lovely as well, and
So
warm.
you shot it in March, right?
Yeah.
OK, so tell me more. So what, because the thing, I've been talking to people today about meeting the royals, and of course, you know, we can see lots of people still in St James's Park, thousands of people in central London to celebrate, but very few of them have actually met real royalty. So tell me about it.
They're just lovely people.
Yeah.
Charles spent some time with me. He asked me how long I'd been in the show. He was genuinely interested. They're just lovely, lovely people. It was really, really a lovely experience.
We done the scene.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, all the crew, lighting, sound, makeup, wardrobe, we all stood around the square. And there was at least 150 of us. There's a lot of people that are part of EastEnders. They went round and spoke to everyone. They spent a long time
A very
there.
nice time,
and
yeah, long time.
individually, they spoke to everyone. You know, it wasn't like, what a lovely day, what a lovely day.
Yeah.
No, they asked questions.
Yeah, they were interested.
They're lovely.
So you see, that's different. I mean, you are both showbiz old hands. That is different from the way that showbiz works, as we all know. You know, you could go to big posh do's and you can get your photograph taken with somebody and they're in and they're out. That's a different thing, making those connections, which is what we've been talking about the Queen doing today.
Yes.
It's of a different order when you bother to take the time.
Absolutely.
It is, and it is very special, and I think they know that. They know that this is a moment. I mean, I've done so many things in my illustrious career,
Yes.
but for me, at home, it's just those pictures of the royals when I met the Queen and Prince Charles.
Yeah, because you did royal variety performances, I'm thinking.
Yes, yeah, I've done a few of them over the years.
I'm not quite there yet, but you know.
Don't you worry.
I'll get there.
Your moment will come. And so, how do you know if they're enjoying it?
Oh, I think they did enjoy it.
No, but I'm talking about the royal variety performances in particular, because sometimes people say...
the one that I hosted, I mean, when I met the Queen, I licked her face, because I've only ever seen her on a stamp. You know what I mean? Anyway, I digress, and I really wanted to get that joke out.
Well done.
So I did make her laugh. And my wife was sitting up in the circle so she could see the royal box. And my entrance when I hosted it, of course, traditionally, you know, you get introduced, you bow to the front, and then you walk to the side and bow to the royal box. Well, it was a big moment, and I decided there was crash mats, there was everything. I fell in the pit. So I went walking over very confidently and went like that. And I do know she very much liked that. But I think we're all aware of what a great sense of humour that lady has got, you know. And I think that's really stood
I
out.
was watching Trooping of the Colour this morning, and her smile was just amazing.
Yeah.
She's got the most amazing smile, hasn't she?
She has.
I think she really enjoyed this morning.
She lit up that balcony, and I think
did.
especially seeing her with her great-grandchildren was a kind of, I have to say, a heartwarming moment
really
for all
was.
of us.
Yeah, I had a tear in my eye.
Did you? Yeah, we all got a little bit. I think it was the pollen, though. I think it was the pollen.
It's emotional.
Thank you to both of you for joining us. Thank you for taking
Pleasure
the
to
time.
be
It's
here,
so
and an
nice to
honour.
meet you.